Hello and welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the finest stories of business, innovation, and the people behind them. Today, we delve into the intriguing tale of Bernard Baruch, a name that might not ring a bell for many. But let me ask you, have you ever heard the term the park bench statesman? Now, if you're rethinking, that sounds like a quirky nickname for someone who just loves hanging out in parks. You're not entirely off the mark. But the story of who this moniker belongs to will surprise you. Bernard Baruch was a man who commanded respect in rooms filled with the most influential people in America, shaping decisions that impacted the nation's economy and even the course of wars. So how did a man who spent his earlier years trading stocks on Wall Street earn such a distinguished title? And how did he go from being a Wall Street financier to becoming one of the most trusted economic advisors to US presidents, from Woodrow Wilson to John F. Kennedy? Stick around and let's find out together. Our story begins in Camden, South Carolina in the year 1870. Baruch was born into a middle-class Jewish family. His father, Simon, ran a farm machinery business, while his mother, Belle, was a homemaker. Despite his family's modest means, Bernard displayed an early aptitude for business and a voracious curiosity about the world around him. His family moved to New York City when he was a young boy. After completing his schooling, Bernard enrolled at the City College of New York. He graduated with honors in 1891. But finding a job proved challenging. Baruch's career kicked off with humble beginnings. He took on odd jobs, like working as a night watchman for a railroad company. These experiences provided him with a glimpse into the workings of the industries that fascinated him. But his real journey began when he landed a position as an office boy in a Wall Street brokerage firm owned by his cousin, Abraham Newman. His sharp intellect and knack for numbers didn't go unnoticed. He rose through the ranks quickly, and by the time he was 26, he was a broker in his own right. By the turn of the century, Bernard Baruch had carved out a respectable niche for himself on Wall Street and established his own firm. Yet his ambitions extended beyond the conventional goals of a typical broker. While his peers sought to acquire controlling interests in companies, Baruch was more intrigued by the ebb and flow of the stock prices themselves. He was, as he described himself, a plunger. In the realm of finance, a plunger is a trader who makes high-risk, high-reward bets on the future direction of the market. They are the epitome of risk-taking investors, willing to bet big on their predictions about a company or the market as a whole. It's a high-risk, high-reward game, and not for the faint of heart. Plungers rely on making quick, well-informed decisions based on their analysis of market trends and economic indicators. They thrive on the volatility of the market, seeing opportunities where others might see chaos. Baruch's foray into speculation led him to make his first fortune in 1893 during a panic when he successfully short-sold the market. Short-selling involves borrowing shares from a broker and selling them with the expectation that the stock price will fall. If his prediction is correct, he buys back the shares at a lower price, pockets the difference. It's a risky strategy because if the stock price goes up instead of down, the losses can be substantial. Throughout his career, Baruch made and lost several fortunes due to market fluctuations. But his biggest win came during the Panic of 1907. The Panic of 1907 was one of the most severe financial crises in US history. The stock market was plummeting, and people were losing faith in the economy. While other financiers were making conservative, long-term investments, Baruch was making bold moves. He placed a significant bet, shorting the market with a massive loan from a friend, J.P. Morgan. His theory was that the market had reached its peak and was due for a crash. To his advantage, the market tumbled even further than he anticipated. When the dust settled, he found himself in possession of a staggering $25 million worth of stocks. Today, that would be over $700 million. This victory marked a turning point in Baruch's life. He realized that he didn't need to be the best trader on Wall Street to live comfortably. At the age of 40, he decided to hang up his plunger-s hat and shift his focus to what he saw as a higher calling: public service. This move was unusual. At a time when most wealthy individuals distanced themselves from politics, Baruch stepped in, driven by a sense of duty and a desire to contribute to the betterment of society. With his Wall Street triumphs, Baruch had secured a comfortable fortune. He no longer needed the income from speculation, so he turned his attention to the world of politics and economics. His entry into this realm was marked by his appointment by President Woodrow Wilson to the Council of National Defense in 1914. This was in response to the looming threat of the First World War. The council was established to coordinate the nation's response to the growing crisis in Europe. As the war escalated and the United States prepared for potential involvement, Wilson sought individuals with specialized expertise to guide the country's efforts. Bernard Baruch's profound understanding of the economy and finance made him an ideal candidate. This marked the beginning of a pivotal role that would lead Baruch to become a key player in the US's economic mobilization during the war. In 1917, the US officially entered World War I, and the need for organized economic direction became crucial. Bernard Baruch, already serving on the Council of National Defense, was perfectly positioned to take on this challenge. His role expanded significantly, and he was appointed as the chairman of the newly formed War Industries Board, or WIB. The WIB was a powerful agency created to coordinate and supervise the vast industrial resources of the United States. Its primary objective was to ensure that the American economy was geared to meet the demands of the war effort. Baruch essentially became the economic czar of the United States. He had the authority to control the flow of raw materials, set production quotas, and manage the supply chains for everything needed to support the troops. Baruch approached his responsibilities with characteristic thoroughness. He worked closely with business leaders across various sectors, including steel, coal, and shipping, to align their production with the military's needs. He also engaged with labor leaders to mediate disputes and ensure smooth production. One of his most significant achievements was the establishment of centralized purchasing for the military. This system streamlined the process of supplying the troops, reducing waste, and ensuring that they had the resources they needed. Despite the magnitude of his responsibilities, Baruch continued to work with the modest salary he had received when he joined the War Industries Board. Highlighting his dedication to public service over personal gain, his leadership during this period played a crucial role in mobilizing American industry for the war effort, showcasing his exceptional organizational skills and his deep understanding of the economy. In the post-war era, Bernard Baruch chose to remain active in public life rather than retire to private pursuits. He took on roles as an informal advisor to presidents, providing insights on a wide range of economic and political issues. His counsel was highly valued due to his vast experience, sharp intellect, and his uncanny ability to anticipate trends. During the presidencies of Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, and Calvin Coolidge, he played a significant role in shaping economic policies, particularly those related to international trade and finance. With the outbreak of World War II, Baruch's service to the nation once again came to the forefront. President Franklin D. Roosevelt called upon him to assist with the nation's war financing. Leveraging his deep understanding of markets, Baruch helped to structure and implement the sale of war bonds. which raised substantial funds for the war effort. His contributions extended beyond fundraising. He played a vital role in shaping the government's approach to price controls and wage stabilization, aiming to prevent runaway inflation during the war years. In the subsequent years, Baruch's influence only grew. He served as a U.S. representative to the United Nations Atomic Energy Commission during the height of the Cold War. In this role, he grappled with some of the most pressing issues of the era, including nuclear disarmament and the control of atomic energy. Throughout his time as a presidential advisor, Baruch was a steadfast presence in Washington, D.C. He was often seen sitting on a park bench in Lafayette Square across from the White House, giving him the endearing nickname, the Park Bench Statesman. This moniker not only highlighted his regular presence in the area, but also symbolized his thoughtful, almost contemplative approach to problem solving. Bernard Baruch's career spanned an extraordinary period in American history. He witnessed and influenced some of the most significant events of the 20th century, from the dawn of the Information Age to the height of the Cold War. He remained a prominent figure until his health began to decline in the late 1960s. Even in his later years, his sharp intellect and engaging personality made him a sought-after speaker on national and international affairs. He passed away on June 15, 1965, leaving behind a legacy of public service and a body of work that had profoundly shaped the course of American history. His story remains an inspiration for many, demonstrating that a successful career in finance doesn't have to be solely driven by the pursuit of wealth. Instead, it can be a platform for making valuable contributions to society. Bernard Baruch wasn't just a successful Wall Street plunger. He was a man who saw an opportunity to use his skills for a greater purpose. He transitioned from the financial markets to become a trusted advisor to presidents, helping shape economic policies and guiding the nation through times of war. His life and career serve as a reminder that with great ability comes great responsibility, and that those who possess extraordinary talents have a duty to use them for the betterment of society. Alright, folks, that wraps up today's episode. What did you think about Bernard Baruch's life and his career trajectory? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. It really helps us out. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. We've got lots more engaging stories about business and innovation coming up, and you won't want to miss them. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned for the next episode. Take care.